What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the GameFreak. Today, or tonight, we are going to take a look at the year in review for Evercade in 2025. I believe that they are done releasing any carts this year. Now, there's a blank in December, two blanks actually, but I have not heard anything about them releasing anything in December. As far as I know, and from people telling me, that's it for the carts. That's it. I have a hunch there's going to be some type of surprise in December, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But we're going to go through the entire year of Evercade for 2025, and I am going to give my grade for the year. Now, again, don't be offended on some of these carts that I just don't like. If you like them, cool, man. I always try to tell people, I'm not bashing you if you like a game or a cart that I don't like. That's fine, man. It's a preference thing, man. I don't want Blaze to fail. So I'm not like knocking Blaze or anything. I want them to succeed. I love Evercade. Obviously, I do a lot of Evercade content. It's one of my favorite topics to talk about on this channel. In fact, it's the topic that I have the most videos on is Evercade in my playlist. That's the biggest playlist that I have. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the entire year of Evercade, and I will let you know like what games I'm getting or which ones I have already bought, and then I'll give my overall grade for the year. So here, let's bring up the roadmap real quick. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So right here is the roadmap. Now, as you can see, nothing for December. It's just two question marks. So, and that could mean anything really. I mean, maybe they are done. Most people, and a lot of people that told me that they were done were people from the UK. So I think they would have a little bit more, insider shit on it than us in the States would have. So I'm just going to go with it and say this is it. But like I said, I think that there's going to be like maybe another alpha or something in December. I have a feeling that there's going to be a Neo Geo alpha at some point. But maybe not. I'm not even going to speculate on that for right now. So let's just assume that they are done. So let's look how it started. The carts came out in March. The two that came out were Indie Heroes 4 and Broken Sword. I did pass on both of those. I just had no interest. I'm not a fan of the Indie Heroes carts. I know a lot of people are. To me, personally, again, this is just my opinion. I think that it just seems like, and I love indie games. I do a lot of reviews on indie games on this channel. So I'm a huge supporter of small developers, indie games, and I love them. I love finding new games. But the ones that come out on Evercade, the indie heroes, I feel are just bottom of the barrel, man. They're just not for me. Now, I did like Murtop. Murtop was a fun game, but that wasn't enough to really justify buying that cart for me. I mean, if you have the cart and enjoy it, hell yeah, man, that's awesome. And Broken Sword, point and click, that was an immediate pass for me. But I know a lot of people really loved that cart. And then when April came, we got the Atari Arcade Collection 2 and the Tomb Raider Collection 2. I am a fan of Atari and Tomb Raider. However, I passed on the Tomb Raider because as much as I am a huge fan of that franchise, them older games, the older Tomb Raider games, are hard to go back and play because I don't appreciate the tank controls. Some people can go back and just get used to them again. I cannot. So I did pass on that. Plus, I have both of these games already. And, a lot of games that are on Evercade I already have on different consoles. But that's besides the point. I like supporting Blaze. And then the Atari Arcade Collection 2, I did buy that game. So, or that cart, I'm sorry. And that was a really fun cart. Minus, there was like two games that were really bad, and I forget what the hell the one was. You just can't control it well. The other one was Fire Truck. Nobody in the history of the world has ever said, "Man, I hope Blaze puts Fire Truck on a cart." I don't think anyone's asked for Fire Truck ever. That game just sucks. Period. So let's jump to June. June, we got the Gremlin 2 collection and the Windjammers and Carniv and Friends collection. Windjammers and Carniv, I did purchase. So I enjoy that cart. I think that's a pretty fun cart. Gremlin 2, I did not purchase. Now, I really enjoyed Loaded back in my PS1 days. I thought that was a really cool game and it had an awesome soundtrack. But the other games that are on that cart, it did not justify the price. I'm not gonna buy Gremlin 2 just for Loaded. Then we jump to August and the Neo Geo Arcade 1 and Roguecraft. Now, I did a hard pass on Roguecraft. Not my style of game. I know tons of people that got it, love it, and I think that's awesome. Uh, so, if you did buy it, man, I hope you enjoy. Neo Geo Arcade 1, I did order. I just have not received it yet. So hopefully that comes, within the next couple days. I'm looking forward to that. So then we move to September. And we get Taito Arcade 1 and Taito Arcade 2. Taito, however you want to say it. Potato. I am ordering both of these. I am going to get both of these carts, even though I will say the collections that are on these carts aren't that great. Let's move to October. Then we get the Neo Geo Arcade 2 and Neo Geo Arcade 3. I am getting both of those carts. Really looking forward to that. Then November. And apparently this is the end. This is the end, man. November. They are releasing the Taito Alpha, the Rare Collection, the Activision Collection, and Lamasoft Collection. I am getting two of those carts. I'm going to order the Rare Collection and the Activision Collection. So when it comes to the year, let me count real quick and see how many carts I will, after I receive all these carts and they're released. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's 9. 9 carts that I'm getting this year. Which, you would think not bad. That's pretty good. Especially for someone like me that is not going for the full collection anyway. So I'm just getting carts that I'm interested in. Let's go back to these Taito Arcade 1 and 2 collections. The reason I'm getting them is because, I really enjoy the purple carts. Now, there is one purple cart I did not buy, and that is the Data East 2 collection. A lot of people are like, dude, you're missing out. No, man, I did a pre-review on that. I'm just not interested in any of those games. There are enough games on these title collections that I do enjoy. So, I'm going to get them, but they're not like my favorite games. If I have to go through this whole year and I have to grade it, it sounds pretty damn good because I'm getting 9 carts. 9 carts out of how many carts this year? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15? 15 carts, and I'm getting 9 of them. I'm getting more than half of the carts this year, which you would think pretty good. But as much as I was excited for 2025 with Neo Geo, that was the big thing for me right there. Neo Geo, that's really what got like my blood going. I was like, hell yeah, man, Neo Geo, this is gonna be fucking awesome. Unfortunately, there's some good collections here, or developers here that we got. Like the Rare Collection, the Activision, and of course, SNK, Neo Geo. That's just awesome. The Neo Geo collections, as much as I love them, I think those carts could have been way better. But there's enough on those carts, since there's only like 6 games on them. There's enough there to justify me buying them anyway. The Rare Collection, that's huge for them because what's on there, Battletoads and the Battletoads Arcade, RC Pro Am. Those 3 games alone is the reason I'm buying that cart. I'm not interested in the Spectrum games whatsoever on it. And like Activision, that was another huge license that they got, and I thought that was awesome. Activision has an amazing library. They got a lot of good games. However, I don't think this collection really has it's not showcasing their best at all. But I'm gonna get it, and I feel kind of stupid honestly getting it because I have an Activision collection for my PS2 that I paid $7 for, and it has 45 games on it. This one has what, 15 or something like that, and it's gonna be $30. So I don't know. I think the reason I am getting it is because Pitfall is on there, and Grand Prix and River Raid. Like I want to be able to play those on my Freecade with the Evercade. So that's like my main thing right there. Some people might call it foolish, but it is what it is, man. People buy things for all different types of reasons. So overall, if I'm going to grade this year, I was kind of disappointed. Even though I'm getting 9 carts, I was kind of disappointed with like the overall collection on these carts. Like at the beginning of the year when they announced, or at the end of last year when they announced Neo Geo, I was like, oh shit, this year is gonna be an A. It's gonna be an easy A. I don't think so. I really don't think so. And some people might be shocked on this. Some people might get mad. Don't get butthurt over this. If you enjoy all of these cards, that is awesome. That's what I want to hear. I want people to enjoy what they buy. I don't, like I said, I want Blaze to succeed. But for me, a lot of these collections are, kind of, lackluster when it comes to like great games. So overall, this year, as much as I wanted to give it an A, I am giving it a C plus for Blaze, and I'm being kind of generous with the plus. If you want me to be completely honest, if you just want to like a letter grade without a plus or a minus, then I'd say a C. But these Neo Geo cards is what I think kind of keeps it up there, like a C plus. But it's not like real close to a B. It's an average year. I wish I could have gave this an A, but once again, Blaze started out super slow. For me personally, I just think that they always start out slow, and usually they end years on a like high note with some bangers. I don't think they did that this year. They started out slow, and it was kind of a letdown at the end of the year. Yeah, we got Activision. That's awesome. I'm happy about that. But come on, let's face it, man. That collection is not that good in my eyes. Anyway, it's not that good of a collection. Hopefully, the thing that I'm excited about is we're probably going to get an Activision 2 in 2026. So hell yeah, man, we'll probably get a better variety of games. So that should be pretty cool. But if you are happy with what's on that, again, awesome, man. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'd love to know your assessment of this year. If that's it, maybe they'll surprise us with something in December. I don't know. But let me know in the comment section what you guys would grade 2025, when it comes to Evercade. I would love to know. And I also want to give a huge shout out to my channel members. I just want you guys to know you guys will never, ever go unnoticed. You guys are absolutely awesome. I thank you for the contributions and the support. You guys are amazing. And if you are not a member of the channel, feel free to go over to the membership section on the channel, sign on up, It's only $1.99 a month. You know, it's I don't charge an arm and a leg, man. $1.99 a month. It's gonna stay that way, and you get some perks. You get a little skull and crossbone emoji next to your name, so when you comment, you'll have that little emoji there in the comment section and in live streams and stuff when you comment, which is pretty cool. It's pretty badass looking. And also, you will get members only videos that only you can see if you are a member. And sooner or later, you will get early access to my videos that go out to the public. You'll get to see them before everybody else. So feel free if you want. You know, I'm not going to twist your arm. Like I said, it's up to you. I'm happy as long as you're just a subscriber. And speaking of that, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you are a content creator, don't forget to type in that word content in the comment section. We have something on this channel called the GameFreak Army. And what we do is if we see that word content in the comment section, we will go to your channel and subscribe to you. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a gaming channel or not, any kind of channel. Just type in content in the comment section because that's what we do, man. We want to help each other out, help each other's channels grow. This isn't a popularity contest. No one's trying to be king of YouTube. So by all means, man, feel free to type in that word content in the comment section. And once again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. And until the next one, game on, everybody.